So I definitely wanted to like, do something again. So I bugged Shrew until he was down, and then I met Travis working together.
Yeah.
And then Travis met Gags.
Yeah, I know Gags through a mutual friend, and me, Giovanni, and Shrew were jamming together for a little while as Mace or whatever, and then we got Gags like I don't know, a few months after we first started.
Yeah, I got a random text from our mutual friend that was just, Gags, this is Trav. He needs a drummer. Trav, this is Gags. He needs a drummer. Gags, this is Trav. Whatever it is, whatever it is. Mutual friend put us together. But I mean, we've all been in bands before.
My first band.
Yeah, except Trav. He was.
Yeah, my first band was in 8th grade. My friends asked me if they were just talking about needing a bassist, and I was like, I play bass. And then we planned to meet up that weekend, and that weekend I bought my first bass. Yeah.
I was in like band in high school.
First meeting.
I mentioned me and Shrew were in a band before too. So like we did like a wicked sick like pop punk band. So we've known each other for a bit, I guess. But yeah, it was fun. We've like traveled around a little bit. The drummer thing is crazy because like I remember we were talking to like that friend, you were talking to Tim.
Yeah, Tim.
And you guys were like, "Yo, do you know any drummers?" He was like, "No, man, I can't think of one." And a week later.
We got Gags. So.
And it's just been like Gags has just been the best,
Yeah. So how long have you guys been a band for?
Like a year and a half, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Say maybe a year and a half.
Yeah, maybe a year and a half. With Gags, we started playing with Gags late 2019.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there was an old iteration of Mace Windu, but like,
yeah,
that sucked. This is like an actual band, so just not even count those years.
Yeah. We did Porch Fest as like in 2019, and that was like the only real show we played with our last drummer.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've only played like 2 shows with Gags, but it was like we started really playing right before COVID started and stuff. So obviously we haven't been able to go out yet. So
yeah, that must be really hard, like getting started now, or I guess like right before COVID started.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were like, definitely still like we'd been playing together for a little bit, but even in that time, we're still like figuring out how we like jam and the things we like to do and everything. So I think especially like finish our first demo, our first EP, and then play 2 shows, you got like a little momentum. That definitely sucked.
Mm-hmm. I did listen to your most recent song, which I really liked. I thought it was very good.
Nice, thank you.
Thank you.
So I guess I'm wondering, like, who are you guys inspired by? Like, I know that you call yourselves a pop punk band, but like, are there any artists specifically? And like right now, are there current artists that you kind of like take stuff from?
I'm really interested to hear this question because I always wonder, I'm like, what's a band that we all like? If we had to like all pick one, I guess it like comes from all over. I don't know, who would you say like?
We have like, I think we all sort of like the Pixies and like sort of like 90s, a lot of 90s sort of indie college rock bands, like Dinosaur Jr., Weezer, but like after that, I mean, we all have pretty like unique taste. Like, like I know Gags loves hip hop, and like I like, I don't know, like
Alex G.
Willie, like Alex G.
No, Alex G is great.
Oh yeah, he's the best. I love Alex G. But like it's just like varies. Yeah.
There was like
it used to be in like hardcore bands and stuff too.
Yeah, there was like
Super
a playlist that I made, and I sort of showed it to all the guys, and I think I had like a lot of Dinosaur Jr., definitely like Pixies. It's like sort of built all over. I think we all really like Slint and shit,
Yeah. Breeders.
Big time.
We'll play some Nirvana sometimes.
I love Nirvana too.
Yeah, we'll play it at practice. We play Beverly Hills a lot by Weezer for fun. Yeah, I mean, it's eclectic. It'd probably be country might be the one vein that, just we stay away from that. Other than that, it's pretty much an open door.
No better.
I like the old.
Not your vibe.
Outlaw country.
Yeah, at least not mine. But it's eclectic. Like everyone shows up with their I guess like, I don't know, their vibe, and then that's what goes into Mace.
Yeah.
Which makes it kind of interesting and fun. because we don't like pick a vein. We're not like we need to do this or be this or sound like this. It's like, hey, whatever comes out, that's Mace. Like that's just what we're doing. So
yeah, somebody will come on the riff and then we'll all just jam on it and it'll be just a big good time.
So how did this name come about? And like you guys said, you're trying to change it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it started out as just Mace Windu, which is oh, sorry. You want to
no, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like I was like half watching a movie or paying attention to something sometime, and I just heard it in the back. And
which movie?
Which movie? Yeah. Like it was just in the background. And I like haphazardly heard it, and I just always remember. I was like, man, if I ever start another band, that's like kind of a sick name. I like bands that are like named like after names.
Dude was watching The Phantom Menace, heard Samuel L. Jackson's character's name, Mace Windu,
but then
out
it
of
just
context and wanted that to be a band name.
It gets to a point where like especially if you don't know a lot about Star Wars and like somebody tries to talk to you about the name of it, you're sort of ruining the band before they even get to listen to it.
Yeah, like, oh, you're Star Wars guys, huh?
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, I've never really like watched it. And then we just sort of wanted to move out of like the Star Wars thing. I also think that we often refer to it as Mace anyway. Like
yeah, now you guys have like a weapon as your name, so that's cool.
Yeah, exactly. It's no longer a lightsaber, so it's been a nice change.
Something else.
Yeah.
So I told my mom, I was like, I'm interviewing a band called Mace. She was like, Mace? Like
It's actually two weapons.
Yeah, two weapons.
That's sick that you said that. That's cool.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I like it though. It's like a definitely different vibe than Star Wars.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
okay. What else did I want to know? Oh yeah. So in terms of like COVID stuff, do you guys think that's made you guys like more creative in terms of music, or is it more like you don't really want to do as much stuff because like you don't know when it's gonna pick up again?
I'd say it's made me more creative. I think it's made us all more creative because we've been making straight bangers till COVID. We're very excited.
That was good.
Coming out.
Yeah,
but
we didn't have a jam space either. We were still playing out of my mom's basement. And so COVID pushed us to get our own space.
True.
Which then we started practicing more. We got a lot more, just a lot more music out of us. And then recently been like compartmentalizing, like, okay, what do we want to record? What do we want to work on more? What do we want to save? And we play more. So I would honestly, in my opinion, I would say COVID in a way was helpful.
Definitely.
Just to spend more time practicing and just like working on what we actually want to get out. And not feeling like rushed or overwhelmed with like, oh, we have to play shows and we have to record in parallel. It's like, now we could just focus on the actual music. And then hopefully when things start opening up, we can play shows and have all this new music that no one's heard. So
I think that's like the shows aspect too. Like we definitely miss playing shows, but I think you get wrapped up a lot of the time in like, we played a show last week. Let's not like you take some time off, and it's sort of like not having to like worry about shows that much gave us more time to like worry about like music and like worry about like let's just show up to practice twice a week and like see what comes out. Oh, you had that sick riff or that bass line. A lot of it is like honestly like a riff like a lot like one of us makes, or like Shrew will throw a bass line and it just like we just build them into songs. And especially because we're going there so much and have had so much time, we could really spend time on them.
Yeah, the whole COVID time really internalized to be like, because we were such a new band. I think the whole COVID time, it made us like kind of develop almost like 2 years, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because we're all,
for sure.
It's pretty dope.
Feels way longer than it actually has been.
Yeah, it feels way longer.
Wait, so how exactly, you don't like go to a recording studio, right? Like
it's self-produced right now.
How does that work?
So we're just, if you were to drive up to the building, you'd probably turn around, in all honesty. It doesn't look it's not family. It's just, it doesn't look appealing. But
that kids there all the time, though.
Yeah, somehow. But we pulled up, we were like, oh, this is our vibe. Like this meets Mace halfway. So originally it was just a big concrete and drywall box. So it actually sounded terrible. And over the year, we finally have like dialed it in. where we have all the mics set up. We have like soundproof foam. The room is meant to have microphones running. It doesn't sound the greatest. But you know, we've jerry rigged a lot of it so that it doesn't sound just like a big muddy mess of sounds in there. So yeah, it's all just kind of on our own time and own dime. And then the single and the last tape we sent out to 37 Foot Productions for some mixing and mastering out of Rockland. So Zach Bloom's team over there helped us out. And with this upcoming piece, we don't know what we're gonna do with it yet.
That's like, I guess, to what Gags was saying too. Like, we're so all over the place. It feels sort of weird to say like a Boston band, you know, because we're like based out of Framingham. Me and Trav are in the city. Shrew's like out there, so it's like Framingham.
Yeah, I live in Worcester.
So it's like it feels like we're spread over like the whole state, you know?
Yeah.
What's it called? Wait, so when you record it, that's on like a cassette? Sorry, I don't really know how like music production works.
The single?
That's all Gags for real.
No, it was all it was digital.
Yeah, it was all it was all digital. It was just through like an interface and Logic, and then we got, you know, actually no, the single we went to the studio in Rockland.
Yeah.
Simpleton.
Which is a very nice studio, and coming from that first tape, Illiteration, we actually recorded in my parents' basement, and that was very much jerry rigged and very interesting process. So going from that to studio felt really good. But yeah, it's nothing crazy. If you were to see the room, you'd be like, wow, you guys recording here? But it works. It works for what we needed to.
Yeah. Okay. What else was I gonna ask? So in terms of like songs coming together, is it more like it's lyrics first and then you write music to it, or do you guys like each do your own parts, or you write it like all together? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I guess it depends where it comes from, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll come to practice and I'll have a bass line that I wrote or whatever, and I'll have a melody already. And then these dudes just like
What are you gonna say,
slap
Trav?
their steak on it.
Yeah, we really just like we'll jam on like a new idea for like sometimes like 45 minutes to an hour, and we'll just like play one, like we'll just like cycle through this one riff or chord progression, and then like, you know, we'll stop here and Gags will be like, yo, I got this fill for here, or we can slow it down here. And it's just like a lot of trial and error and seeing what works. And but yeah, in terms of like the inception of a song, it's like it's basically one of us will just show up and like we'll just start playing. Really, it's nothing like too crazy or like intricate. Or
I think we definitely try to like keep a dynamic of like, you know, we all jam, and I think there are moments too where like Shrew will come in with a song, or Travis has like songs, and like, you know, I think we all of us feel like we can write like good songs, so it feels nice to like be playing with everyone, and we're all like, we can bring a song to the table and we could turn it into a jam, we could turn it into this, or, you know, so there have been like some of our best songs have started from jams, and other songs have been like, I've had this thing written like for a little bit, you know. Yeah. So it's like really sick to be able to like just trust, obviously, because we're all like friends, you know. It's cool to like just be able to trust everyone and be like, whatever we bring to the table, feel like it's gonna really get built into something that you want it to get built into, you know.
And it's usually never lyrics first.
yeah,
That's probably like the one consistent thing is like it starts with a groove, whether it's a drum groove, a bass groove, a guitar riff. That's usually the beginning, and then everything just gets slapped on top of that, and then we'll go back after. And you know, honestly, when the lyrics start, it's mostly Shrew just humming crazy things.
Yeah.
And it's you don't even know what he's saying. I don't think half of it's words. But like he said, like the melodies, the melody's there. So after the fact, it's like, okay, no, this is the right melody. Now let's put words to it. That makes sense. So yeah, it's
Okay. So what are some things that you guys are working on currently? Like, I know that you guys just came out with a new song. But is there anything else that's like in the works right now?
3 demos and then a single, right?
Yeah. So I think we're gonna we'll probably have like a single out. I don't know when, but like maybe by the summer or something like that. But we'll definitely have like a single coming out. And then
Recording a lot.
Yeah, we're recording a lot like right now. So it's just a matter of sort of putting it out and what's best and releasing it. So we're definitely hoping for the summer, like to have a bunch of new stuff out, starting with the single, and then maybe I don't know. I guess we're still figuring it out, but we definitely have a lot of music that we're excited to put out there. I guess whatever makes the most sense. We are working on a T-shirt too.
Ooh.
Yeah. And stickers.
Yeah.
Nice.
Some merch is coming.
That's very cool. But what's it called? So, and sorry if this is an offensive question, you could say that. But do you guys like have other jobs besides doing the band, or is that enough?
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah. I wish we could survive doing this.
I know.
I am the parts manager at a trailer company, I guess. I just sell trailer parts. It's pretty cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just a server at a restaurant full time. So it's nice to like, have this on the side, because it gives you something to look forward to for sure. Like every week it's like, all right, at least, if like today is like, oh, today sucks, like at least I got practice later, I can go and, jam out my frustrations or whatever.
It's like therapy, bro.
I mean, that's true.
So
Honestly,
true, though.
if we all didn't work, we probably wouldn't have a jam space. We probably wouldn't have any
true.
music.
We couldn't afford anything.
Yeah, it looked pretty bleak. So we're all working during the day and Trav at nights.
Yeah.
And,
I think a lot of the time when I'm at work having a bad day, I just am like, all right.
No, he messages all day about bands.
He'll send us bricks all day
All day.
on our phones, just like, we've got to do this.
Sort
this,
of
this.
like thinking about it, like sort of pushes me through work.
So yeah, your full time.
Yeah, we're definitely working.
Yeah, your full time might be me.
I'll be like out of school. I work with kids and like they're trying to talk to them. Like, listen, shut up! I'm looking at something. No.
Yeah, but I feel like also if this was like your full-time job and the way you had to make money, like it wouldn't be enjoyable, because then it would be stressful. So
Yeah, you gotta rely on it and stuff, I guess. But yeah.
That's the dream.
Depends. We got that tour bus
That's the dream though.
No, for sure. Yeah.
flying us out to New Jersey.
What's it called? Okay. I was also gonna ask, I don't know if you've had a crazy experience as a band, but anything like super weird or like just funky that happened to you
Oh
guys?
man.
Not in this band yet.
No.
Yeah, we haven't played.
Well, in
like,
general.
we haven't like been on the road or anything yet, so nothing like too wild. I mean, like we said, our practice space is kind of weird, so we definitely like see some interesting people out there, but like nothing like crazy though. I don't
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, me and Joe were in the bands. We had heard we were in a big like 8-passenger van. We were in Georgia,
Yeah.
and we had read somewhere that you could like park at Walmart and sleep there, like that was a thing. But apparently that's not true. And so the cops woke us up, and they these like thick Georgia accents. They like banged on the window, and they were like giving us shit. We were all basically naked. I think we were all in our underwear, just like sleeping either
It was
on a
the
seat or
hottest day
between
of
a
the year.
seat. It was
Ridiculous.
5 dudes just in a hot
Hot band.
summer. Yeah, it was, yeah.
Some of the stories like that make you miss, I'm like, man.
Yeah, but he opened the door and he was like, I heard you Massachusetts folks are all axe murderers. Is that what he said? Yeah, that's what he said.
Did he actually say that?
He did.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, we were like, what does that mean? And he was like, I think he was just kidding, but at the same time.
We were like, I heard Georgians are axe murderers, so
Honestly, I think like the craziest moment for Mace has been like when we first rented our practice spot, like dealing with the landlord.
Oh, yo.
That was probably like that dude was ah man, he was a piece of work, that guy.
There's also been a dude that busted into the practice space one day,
Oh, well, we were
kind of
playing.
knocked, but mostly just opened the door and was like, hey, there's this big, dude. He was like he was like an old rocker guy, probably in his 50s. And he just said to us,
Generous.
cover your shit. Yeah, he was probably in his 60s. We were like, what? He was like, cover your shit.
I was in this room the other day, and those are nice amps you have.
I was in this room before you and got water all over my shit. Yeah,
it's like Billy Ray Cyrus.
kind of.
If he smoked like 100 packs of butts.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was more of a Massachusetts guy. I'm not doing him justice.
Yeah, he wasn't Southern at all.
Yeah,
He wasn't Southern. I'm just not a Southern tip. I work for Southerners. They're talking to me all day.
But we probably hope we get there. We could use some more crazy shit
Yeah.
at our shows and just in general with Mace. But I mean, that's probably a goal.
Yeah, the stalker fan. That's the goal. Once you can get up to that.
Yeah.
Once you can get stands. Okay, what else was I gonna ask? I guess like the flip side of that, but like what's been the hardest part or like the worst experience that you guys have had?
Just not being able to play shows, really. I mean,
Yeah, probably.
yeah, that's just like the biggest letdown.
I
Cause
think-
like I think we played our first sort of, I don't want to say real, but we played O'Brien's in Alston, and that was like like early February or something.
Yeah.
And obviously like a month later, there are still no shows. So
Like our third show got canceled because of like it was the first day of the lockdown.
oh yeah, it was like March 15th.
Yeah, so it was March 15th. So we had a show March 15th. They didn't even cancel. They were like, just by that point in time, it was obvious that the next day was going to be a lockdown.
Yeah.
So everybody was like already like really scared and no one was going to be out. So we ended up sort of calling it off. So our most recent show, actually, we weren't even able to play.
Honestly, the last two. So we had March, and then we had one lined up in April with buddies of ours that actually share the practice spot.
Oh, you're right. And the venue closed.
I'll plug them, Brother Guy.
Truth.
Go check them out as well. But that's for all your jam band needs. But yeah, we had a show lined up in May that we had been talking about for a while. And I feel like it was like very exciting that we were going to share a stage together. And clearly we're like, yeah, this will blow over. And here we are. And it hasn't blown over yet. So yeah, super let down within like 2 months.
Are people like planning on making new shows? Like, are you guys reaching out to anybody and they're like, oh, in like September or whatever? Or is it just not even like in the question?
No,
Yeah,
so,
we are.
yeah, so we actually have a show like we're working on sometime in May. We'll be going down to Connecticut. So that'll be cool. That'll be outside. It's like
Social distancing, they're pretty big on it too.
Yeah, so it'll be outside, socially distanced. This just cool collective in Connecticut is putting shows together. And honestly, it's like sort of waiting. You're talking to buddies in other bands, you know, and you're sort of like, what are you guys feeling like? What are you guys hearing? So we're definitely reaching out, and you know, I think the beginning of it is starting to happen, but we're not there yet. And especially with the hit that venues took in this, it really, you know, it sucks because like half of the stage was used to playing O'Brien's, just changed their promoter and everything. Like who knows? Great Scott closing, all this stuff.
We did just do a like a little live show
yeah.
sort of in Taunton for Hammer Collective. Was it
Yeah.
called?
So that'll be coming out
Yeah,
soon.
so that'll be coming out soon. We just did like a half-hour set, and they were super chill. Like it was like they filmed it and everything, and like it kind of had the live show vibe, even though there was only like 3 people in there.
Yeah.
But that felt really good, and that like we were all kind of pretty amped after that because it's like, oh man.
That was the first time we got to play outside of our practice spot.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Forgot how heavy my amp is.
Yeah. So that was really cool. That'll be coming out like in a week, and we'll like, you know, advertise that and stuff.
Yeah. Do you
We got
guys
like a homegrown festival too in August, with that same band. So that should be a good time. I think they rent out like some farm in New Hampshire, and it's just a weekend of camping and tunes. So that'll be exciting. Other than that, it seems like people are booking shows. It seems like, you know, promoters want people in. Hopefully the nice weather, we can actually play outside, which is, you know, different from the winter. But
we have a great set for like barbecues. You know, you got friends out for the huge outdoor space.
Mhm.
We'll cover Beverly Hills.
yeah, for 3 hours,
That's
and
our
then we'll
only
go
cover.
So have you guys done like Zoom shows or anything, or that's not something you wanted to do?
No, we haven't done Zoom.
Not Zoom, but
I mean, the closest thing we did was what I just said.
Just did, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might get a little sketchy with the audio. We could probably do it, but
It would just be
at least for
noise.
me, yeah, like we don't want to just go on Zoom and just be a big bar of red, and it's just like
Yeah.
everyone on the receiving end's like, what is this? And it'd probably just be like static and us slamming
We
around.
sound
So
like a noise rock band or something.
I think like the thing about Mace too is like a lot of you know, it's like a lot of what we just do live. You know, like I think I feel like when we're sort of at our best is when we're actually just like playing, or people are like hanging around us, or we're like at a show. are playing at a house or whatever, I think that's sort of when we're our best, and it's hard to like translate that through Zoom. Definitely couldn't do it justice, you know?
Mhm. Would you guys come play at colleges?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
You should come play at Brandeis.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, would love to for sure.
That'd be so fun. I'd be like, I know them. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that? I mean, if that's a thing,
Yeah,
Yeah.
let us know. We'll
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah, hit
We
us
have this
up.
thing called Fall Fest. I'm a freshman, so like I've only been here during COVID stuff.
Oh man,
That must
Yeah.
be-
that's a
but-
bummer.
Yeah, it is. But they have this thing where it's like a music festival outside in the fall, and they have a bunch of like small bands come play. So
Nice.
if you guys would be interested in that, I could definitely ask them.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
we
that'd
we'd
be
be really
amazing.
interested. I think even like our newest song that we've been playing, we've been sort of like, man, this would be perfect, like, you know, like college, you know, like it just fits. Would love to try that out.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
All right. The meeting is about to end because we're running out of time. But
Okay.
it was really nice talking to you guys and meeting all
Yeah,
of you.
thank you.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
too.
thank you. Seriously,
Thanks for giving us the time.
this was a good time.
Thank you too. Okay. Have a good weekend.
You as
All
well.
right.
Good luck with everything.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.